Oh, shit up my ass. Shit up my ass and around my ass. All over my ass. There's shit in my ass. There's shit adjacent to my ass.
Can we do some shitting ASMR?
Yes, we can. That sounds like... And then maybe some... That was me this morning.
Oh yeah, wasn't bad.
Maybe some... And that was shitting ASMR by Victor. Alright, playing Sekiro. So this episode, we're gonna talk about Avengers Endgame. But first, I'm gonna tell a story.
Here's a story. About a boy named Victor.
Yeah, I'm a boy. I listened to an interesting Conrad podcast today where it's from the perspective of Artso Fartso, and he talked about mowing the lawn.
Yeah.
And I was like, about fucking time for what? Because I've been dealing with the existential crisis of having to mow the lawn ever since I moved in with you.
Yeah.
And there's an interesting thing where he talked about the forcing of taking pride in having mowed the lawn, which I understand. Because, I felt some pride in mowing the lawn when I first moved in, and I was doing it for you, and that felt good. But then, once it became, I have to mow the lawn for our landlord, it became, this sucks, and this is the worst aspect of adult life.
Once it becomes an obligation, you're like, fuck, I hate this. Because that's always how I felt when I lived alone and I had to mow the lawn.
And you have this time limit, you know?
Bushes.
It's like, here it fucking is again, and I'm too busy to do this shit. I've got a lot going on. I don't really
want to take time out of your fucking day off.
I don't want to fucking take time to do this. As soon as I can afford to fucking pay someone to do it, I guess I'll do that. It's probably not that expensive to have someone come mow the lawn.
Our lawn's not huge.
Get some kid to do it, you know? It's not big. If we had a better lawnmower, I'd feel better about it. If we had a good gas one again. Maybe if we end up moving, I'll just get a new lawnmower.
Yeah. I mean, the mower we have now we got for free, so I'm not about to,
Especially if we have a bigger lawn. I can't whip this cord around, you know? It sucks. That's the worst part of that. I have to whip this fucking cable around. It wasn't that bad when we had the gas-powered mower that worked.
Yeah, but,
this one we have sucks. It was free, and I'm grateful, but man, it sucks ass. It's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I have to whip this fucking cable around all day.
It's quite tedious, especially because our landlord is kind of being a piece of shit right now and not following through on what he needs to be doing.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a big fish.
Yeah, it's the koi fish.
Dude.
You kill them and get their scales.
Oh.
And you give them to a guy, and he gives you stuff.
Nice.
This is pretty sick.
I'm sorry that he has to die, though.
Yeah, but he's a fish. He's gonna die eventually.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
And they're mean.
They're mean?
Yeah, he's not nice. Let's get him. Fuck him.
Fuck him up.
Swing! But yeah, so Connor's talking about mowing his lawn, which he has I've been to his house, he has the tiniest fucking dicky little lawn. It's not a big deal at all.
Yeah.
So at least he doesn't have my fucking tedious lawn with all the slopes.
Is fucking awful.
It's it goes in a full 360 around the house. So, it's just super tedious, and then there's these slopes, and then there's, trees in the way that you gotta go around.
You gotta get around the fucking power cables.
It doesn't look like a big lawn, but it is. It's just, goes on forever. It's insane. It fucking sucks. I hate it.
Yeah.
It's the worst lawn. Except we have cool spiders. When we move, we should take the spiders, honestly.
How the fuck are we gonna take those spiders?
Put them in a jar. I guess they lose their web, but, they make a new web.
They need a good spot,
I don't know, man. We could take the nests if we move in the spring before they hatch. Let's take the spider
We're just gonna
nest.
grab a whole spider nest.
I love the spiders!
I love them too, but
I don't know if I could live in a house that doesn't have orb weavers. I'd be sad.
I mean, it's sad, but I don't want to,
I don't wanna
take
fuck
them
them
away
up.
from their natural habitat.
Well,
What if we
maybe
hurt
just
them?
a couple, I mean,
What
we
if
have
they
10 spiders
What
here.
if they can't live as well without their,
I don't know why they wouldn't be able to. We'd be in the same habitat, if we're just moving in the same city. I think we could bring a spider. I think we can bring at least 2 spiders.
You're gonna capture orb weavers
Yeah.
and make them come with us.
They're not gonna run away.
Or will they?
They're little spiders.
You don't know. They might run away.
We can totally bring some orb weavers with us.
They might run.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. We need a big jar, though.
Yeah, we need a big old jar. And a net, probably.
Yeah.
Because they scurry fast when they get provoked. I've seen them eat butterflies. It's insane. They're pretty fast little guys. They mostly sit around, but when they get moving, they're pretty spooky. Like, you see those legs going, like, bleh! You know, that natural spider reaction.
Of course. Oh shit.
Yeah, so we're in, like, the painted world now, basically. We're in my memory.
Ah.
You're remembering the battle at the Hirata estate. Ooh. Oh.
Okay. But you were telling a story.
So anyways, okay, I was talking about Connor mowing the lawn because I thought that was interesting. Not a big deal. I just thought it was kind of funny. But there was an interesting scenario that happened to me last weekend. So probably for like 6 years now, I've been shooting weddings on weekends sometimes. You know, I don't do it a lot. I maybe do like 10 a year or something like that. Which, I mean, it might sound like a bunch of weddings, but like people who do weddings will do like 100 a year, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't do a ton, but I shoot a good amount of weddings. I've been doing it for a long time. And my boss comes to me with this wedding, because I just do the video. I don't edit at all. I just go, I shoot the wedding, and I go home. I get paid, and I don't worry about the shit. You know, I don't get paid as much as a guy would get paid doing like a wedding by himself, but it saves me having to fucking edit a wedding, which is a horrible nightmare.
Yeah.
So I just shoot the weddings. Been doing it for a really long time. You know, pretty decent at it. You know, I got a good formula down. It doesn't stress. It's pretty easy for me. Like, it doesn't stress me out.
Yeah.
It's usually kind of a breeze.
You have
like,
a rhythm.
Yeah, I have a rhythm. I have a formula. It's kind of a, like, I think of it as like extra weekend money. You know, you make like $500 in a day, and it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's a good gig. But he comes to me with this one, and he's like, "Hey, so I want you to do this wedding, and it's gonna be featured on Say Yes to the Dress on TLC." And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, well, that's interesting. And then, like, over the course of the next few weeks, he's like bombarding me with emails on like instructions on what I need to do, and like the requirements and all this shit, and like timelines and all this stuff, and interview questions. And I'm kind of like, you know, I'm really busy, so I'm kind of loosely following it, but you know, I'm keeping up with it. But I am under the impression at this point that what I'm doing is I'm shooting an ordinary wedding video like we normally do. Just like, you know, we cover the ceremony and stuff. We get coverage of the toast. I'm not sure what package we deliver in the end. I think we, like, generally he does like a 5-minute highlight, like cinematic highlight reel of the wedding. You know,
yeah.
we shoot generally cinematically. I'm not sure if he turns over the ceremony and the toast, because he always wants to get those like really clean, and like we'd shoot the whole thing, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's not like we're slimming it down for, you know, just getting what we need for the edit or whatever. Like, we shoot the whole thing clean, so I imagine he turns that over. But going into this wedding, I'm thinking that I'm shooting a normal wedding like I normally would, and we're turning that over to the couple, doing the normal stuff he does, but we're also doing extra interview stuff for the TLC show, and they're using our B-roll and stuff. But I'm doing 2 jobs at once. That's what I go into this thinking. So, like, I'm already kind of stressed out, because shooting a wedding, you know, even though I have a good time and an easy time doing it, it's a lot of work, and, like, it's generally a really cramped, busy schedule of the day where you don't have a lot of leeway to do anything different, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you kind of do the same thing every time because there's no room to really do anything differently. But I have to do like 5 interviews over the course of the day. So I'm like, okay, this is stressing me out because it's going to be a lot of work. So I get there, shooting for a little while. I'm immediately alarmed because I show up and I meet the bride, and she's like, I'm like, hey, I'm shooting the wedding video, and she's like, oh, are you with this guy? And I'm like, no. I don't know who she's talking about, but the name she said sounds familiar. And I'm like, huh. Weird. And I'm like, okay. So I started to get really suspicious and feeling off. And then I think about it a little bit longer, and I'm like, I know a guy from the place where I work, like the office space, who's like one of the producers at the company I've been working for, with the same name that she just told me. And then I've been hearing around the office that he was shooting his, like, he was hiring a crew to film his brother's wedding this same weekend, the same day. And so, like, I had heard that he was doing that, and he was, like, trying to rent equipment around the office and stuff. So I knew that was going on, and I'm like, what are the fucking odds that the wedding I'm shooting right now is that same wedding? And then I'm thinking, like, okay, so I'm here, I'm supposed to be shooting the TLC show, I'm pretty sure, but, like, this guy usually does, like, kind of bigger stuff, so I'm like, is he shooting for TLC too? Like, what's going on? I don't really know. And then all of a sudden, so I'm there myself, and I also have an assistant video guy. So I have 2 shooters. Then there's 2 photographers that have been running around. And then all of a sudden, a 5th person joins in. Oh. And I'm like, okay, so I guess here's the mystery crew I heard about. And I'm like, this girl looks pretty familiar. I think I know her from this local video studio that hosted that film festival I talked about a couple episodes ago. Oh wait, it's the kind of obnoxious host girl, and I had worked on a movie with her before. She was a behind-the-scenes photographer, so I'm like, okay, I think that's her, which means that it's this company. And then this other fucking Portugal the Man looking motherfucker comes in with his fucking young DSLR video shooter rig, and he's doing his thing, and I'm like, okay, so we have 2 video crews going on. What the fuck is happening? Are they working with me? Are they doing their own thing? I don't know. So I start asking them. I'm like, what's the deal here? And they're like, okay, yeah, so we were hired by the groom's brother, who's the guy I know, to shoot the wedding as a gift. And that's all they really know. And I'm like,
Great.
Okay. So they are here as a gift to the bride and groom to do a wedding video, while I am also doing a wedding video. And up to this point, I thought I was doing a wedding video for the bride and groom as well as TLC.
Yes.
It turns out that I am not doing a wedding video for the bride and groom. I am just working for TLC. Because I start messaging my boss, and I'm like, what's going on? Am I doing this? Am I just shooting for TLC? And he's like, you're just shooting for TLC. We're not giving them a wedding video. I'm like, oh, okay. And then the groom's brother shows up, who I know, and I go up to him, I'm like, you made this real confusing for me, didn't you? And he's like, okay, so he was trying to get in contact with the producers at TLC to see if they would turn over the footage so that he could edit together a highlight video of the wedding. Because he's like, oh, you guys already have people there shooting a wedding video. You should let me have the footage to do the wedding video, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that makes
like
sense because they hire local videographers to shoot the wedding, so you would assume that, you know, that our normal, ordinary job is to shoot the wedding in its entirety and turn it over to the couple. You'd think that they would let us do that, you know? But he couldn't get in contact with those producers, so he took it upon himself to hire this video crew as a surprise and didn't tell anyone. So the wedding planners didn't know, the photographers didn't know, I didn't know, the bride and groom didn't know, nobody knew that these 2 extra people were coming to shoot this video, but fucking here they are. So I'm immediately like, okay, this is gonna be a big clusterfuck if we're not working together. Can we work together and then share the footage afterwards? And so I asked the groom's brother, who I know, and he's like, this guy's like, he's a businessman, you know, he knows what he's doing, and he's very frank, like, you can use our footage if we can use your footage. If you can't do it that way, then we're not working together. And I'm like, fair enough, makes sense. Let me try to get approval for this. So I'm texting my boss, but my boss is off shooting another wedding. That's why I'm doing this one. Yeah. He's doing a different wedding at the same time. So he's, you know, not able to really respond to me in a way that's fast enough to, you know, authorize the sharing of footage. So it's very quickly apparent that we're working against each other, you know? This is not cooperative. We are not working together. We are battling now. This is a battling wedding. Because during the ceremony, like, you generally, the shots you want to get are an angle on the bride and an angle on the groom, you know? Yeah. There's only one position to get that from. You're already in the way, you know? When you're shooting a wedding video, you are in the fucking way. You are up in people's shit. You are blocking part of what's going on. You are a distraction. You already feel bad. And so now, there are 2 crews doing that together. Also blocking the photographers, you know? Like, they're trying to get clean pictures, but now there's 4 videographers in the way of the wedding photos. In all these guys' wedding photos, there's gonna be 4 videographers
just standing around there, getting in the shot.
And so it's 2 sets of people getting the exact same angles because we can't share. Where it's like we could have gotten it from 4 angles, like had someone on the bride, someone on the groom, someone getting a wide shot of both of them, someone like just fucking off and getting like crowd reactions and stuff. That would have been nice. But instead, we are 2 people getting a shot of the bride and 2 people getting a shot of the groom, which fucking sucks. And we're like blocking each other's shots because you can't really get in well. And it was just like, oh, this is fucking miserable. And like, I muscled in and made sure I got my shit, but I know they were like, kind of annoyed that like they couldn't get what they wanted. I'm like, well, you guys weren't invited, okay?
Right.
I have a job to do for TV that hopefully, like, they might, you know, it's up to them whether or not, like, they shoot more segments than they need for the show, I guess, so they can cut them if they want. Hopefully I didn't sign a non-disclosure or anything. I hope my boss hasn't, but I mean, it's on Digibros. I don't. Hopefully, you know.
Like no one from TLC is going to be watching.
No one from TLC is watching this, but be nice, guys. But like, yeah. So it was very confusing, and then just the whole rest of the day was stressful. Because ultimately, I was like, I'm just gonna get what I know I need for the TLC show, and then try to let these guys do their thing. Because like, this is gonna be the couple's video and their memory of their wedding, you know, I don't want to fuck up their whole wedding trying to get shots for this show,
for,
you know?
a fucking, TV show.
Like, this is someone's actual real life and they are real people and not actors on a TV show. Like, I want them to enjoy their wedding, so I was kind of trying to be on their side all day and not, like, be super in the way, but ultimately still had to do my job, you know? It was just super uncomfortable and not fun at all. But thought it would be interesting to share with you guys to be like, hey, this is what it's like doing a reality show. It's fucking weird when they hire a local crew to go film it. They didn't have a producer there overseeing it or anything, you know. I was just kind of left to my own devices to get these interviews throughout the day. With no idea if I'm meeting a standard of quality. I had no help, really, because the guy I was with, like, I didn't realize he was going to be a fucking ODU student intern. Like,
great.
He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. So I couldn't trust him to, like, really help me out. So I was kind of just on my own all day, like, feeling kind of bewildered and trapped. Just like, what the fuck am I doing? Very weird. Would not do again. Would not do again at all. But certainly an interesting experience. Anyways, yeah, so that's my wedding story. Now we can talk about Avengers!
The spoiler ban is lifted, so we can talk about Avengers.
True. Did I already fight these? Yeah, I already did this part.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I went left and then unlocked the shortcut. Okay. I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Oh.
Is this a guy? Do I talk to this guy? Don't hurt me, I'm talking.
Hey,
Jesus.
I'm talking. Stop it.
Oh, I'm trying to have a conversation over here.
Hey, I'm Christopher talking here.
Yeah. So we saw Endgame. How did you feel about that? It was good.
I mean, I feel like it was good. Of course, it's not going to be as good as Infinity War because, you know, it's an ending. But I feel pretty satisfied with the send-off for Iron Man, and that's really what mattered. So, you know.
I think it was as good as it possibly could have been.
Exactly.
Like, I don't think there is a better version of that movie that could have been made at this point. Like, it's too much, you know? Like, give them a break, cut them some slack. They did a great job. They made an amazing cinematic universe over the course of fucking 10 years. It's an incredible accomplishment. They couldn't have done it any other way. And they made a satisfying conclusion. Yeah, it's not perfect. Yeah, it has some logical flaws. But they delivered on wrapping up the characters stories, and that's what matters the most, you know? Like, it's always been about Iron Man and Captain America, and, like, they wrapped up their plot lines. That's what matters. Didn't have to be perfect. People tend to be really harsh on these things, but it's just like, what's your perfect movie of this, you know? Like, what would you have really done better? Like, it's a Hollywood, at the end of the day, it's a movie, you know? They can only do so much. They only have so much time. They only have so many resources, you know? They just focus on the characters and the story. They tried not to get bogged down in the logic too much, which is fair enough, you know? They're trying to do something big that's never been done before, you know?
But it's 3 hours long and I don't know when to pee.
Yes. And it's like, yeah, there's definitely some boring parts where it's like, oh, I don't fucking care about these characters. But it builds to a great conclusion, you know? I feel like there needs to be a producer's cut where, like, this felt like the director's cut where they left everything in the movie and they left the scenes really long and, like, they could have trimmed down some of the shots, but I think they really just wanted to make, like, the best version of the movie they thought they could make, you know, and not put out, like, a watered down version of what they wanted to do. Which is,
I agree.
It's fair, like, after all this time, you know, they could have cut some of those scenes, but they wrote those scenes, you know? And, like, for the people who care about those characters, they'll enjoy those scenes. They wanted to release the version they wanted to put out with all that stuff in there, all the boring, nitty-gritty dialogue that I guess they really enjoyed. Like, it just seems like if that stuff were cut, it would be the kind of thing that got released in a director's cut, and that's what they gave us, you know? Because there's plenty of movies with scenes like that are cut, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like Avengers, the extended edition, instead they just went, you know, let's just put out the extended edition. Like, why cut it down? It's the fucking end, you know? Let it be the end. Let it be big and conclusive.
I mean, I'm just,
It's like these characters are gone. That's the last moments you have with them. Maybe watching it all together at some point, it'll feel better, you know?
I'm just excited for, Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy being together. Feel like that should be a good time. Looking forward to that in the future.
Should be a fun romp.
You know? People bitching about fucking Thor and his fat suit and, like, not doing anything this movie, but, like, he's gonna be in other movies, so it's fine.
And, like, Ragnarok was kind of his climax, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he didn't need to do that much. They took him in a different direction, but it's, yeah, he's not gone, you know? Like,
yeah,
they focused on the characters
him, so.
that were done. And they kept around the good characters that you want to see more of.
Yeah. I mean, as usual, Marvel, the one thing they fail to do is have good female characters, but that's par for the course.
Of course. No one's expected good female characters.
They've never had a good female character.
It's impossible.
So.
Maybe they'll do it in the future. Captain Marvel 2! Captain Marvel is the worst character ever written.
Captain Marvel makes me want to kill myself.
You can't win them all.
God.
Oh!
The one fucking female superhero who gets her own movie, and it's fucking Captain Marvel.
Let's make her a snarky lesbo.
I hate Brie Larson. I hate Captain Marvel.
I mean, if you're a girl, you either have to be a lesbian or a mom. Like, there's no choice. Because if you can't be a mom, you deserve to die like Black Widow.
Exactly.
You have no purpose for living.
I mean, that was Black Widow's character arc. She couldn't be a mom, so she had no purpose in life, and then she found her purpose in life, sacrificing herself to save a bunch of dudes.
Like a mom.
Because that's what women should do.
Exactly. Know your place. Don't aspire to much.
Thank God we had Black Widow in this movie. Woo!
Yeah.
I'm so glad for fucking strong female leads in Marvel movies. Yay!
Woo!
Oh man, guys. What about that 15 seconds when they're fighting Thanos and all the female characters show up in one shot and run towards the camera? Female empowerment, am I right?
Definitely.
Woo!
definitely the worst part of the entire movie. This is when all the girls came together, and it was like, this was so fucking forced. It's insane. Why would this happen?
I'm sorry, Marvel. You can't make a cinematic universe full of useless female characters and then give them 15 seconds of screen time and tell me they're the coolest shit that's ever happened. It just doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. You don't get to do that and then get fucking #feminism points. I hate that. That was the thing that triggered me the most about this fucking movie.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty fucking offensive.
I guess people fucking buy it because I see girls on Twitter fucking retweeting that fucking GIF.
They cheered!
I'm like, ah!
It was fun seeing in the Black Theater as always. You get all the good moments. And
of course.
When Black Panther finally shows up, everyone goes, bro, yes, finally! And I'm like, I don't know if you expected him to be here more.
Right?
Like everyone was here for Black Panther and it was just like, oh my god, where is he? Jesus Christ, this sucks.
Those people that showed up just wanting to see Black Panther.
It's pretty funny. It's great.
Goofy ass.
That's always best theater seated.
Wakanda forever.
Everyone's cheering and having a good time. And I'm like, yeah, people enjoy the movie. Fuck it, I don't care.
Oh man, I didn't get to tell you. One of my good friends had his commencement from law school today. And I was in the audience with his girlfriend. And she was like, when he walks across the stage, we have to scream and say something. And she just looks at me and she just goes, we should just stand up and scream Wakanda forever.
Oh no,
in a room full of white people.
That would have been pretty good.
We did not, but we did scream, and everyone looked at us like we were weird.
Oh, you should have screamed Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
Emperor Palpatine was there.
It's true.
What was that guy? Who's the guy?
Pat Robertson.
Pat Robertson.
Okay, if y'all aren't from the East/South, you may not know who Pat Robertson is. He basically is the Emperor Palpatine of Christianity. Basically. So he's like 300 years old. And he runs CBN, which is a big Christian radio and television network. So he's like a big influential
Christian
dude
broadcast network
in the Christian sphere. But he is a vile and hateful human being. And I'm ready for him to pass away from this earth. But I did get to hear him give a commencement speech, which really can just be summarized as him going up to the podium, making a speech about how the moral fabric of our society has gone to shit since they stopped selling condoms illegal back in the 1950s, and that we are in the middle of an abortion holocaust because, women in this country don't care about killing their fetuses because they have so much to offer this world and we're snuffing out their lives. And also that the states didn't want gay marriage, but the liberal shadow lords orchestrated a coup in the Supreme Court and forced everybody to make gay marriage legal. Even though gay marriage was legal in Virginia for like 3 years before the Supreme Court did that. But I mean, he's like 600, so he probably doesn't remember that.
Yep. What is his voice? Does he just sound like, and the gays? Fuck the gays! This country's gone to shit since gay marriage became legal.
I mean, he's a little less raspy than that, but you're in the ballpark.
I just can't even imagine being in that audience listening to this fucking shriveled dick old man
you don't even understand.
Ramble on about this shit.
As soon as he brought up this court case where a guy, I guess, sued, I think it was like New Haven or something in like New Jersey, because I guess at the time he went to a convenience store or a drugstore and tried to buy condoms, and the convenience store was like, sir, we don't sell those. You're not allowed to buy them here. And so he sued the state, and then the state decided that it was unconstitutional to not sell contraceptives. But as soon as he brought that up, like, the whole time, I'm just sitting there and, like, I'm so flabbergasted by what I'm hearing that I'm just like grinning. I'm just grinning in my seat like a fucking psychopath.
I probably would have been loving it.
In a room full of people who are playing it totally straight. Looking at this guy like he is God's fucking gift to God's gift to this earth, and every word that he says is fucking gold to them. It blows my mind. And I know that these people don't honestly believe the things that he's saying, because there was a group of girls in front of me who had to have been pretty close to my age, like 25 to 30, and like, I know that these girls aren't upset that birth control is readily available. Don't even fucking play.
Right? They're like graduating college.
What would your fucking life be in Pat Robertson's fucking dystopia where condoms and birth control are not available?
This is a guy who probably watches A Handmaid's Tale and it's like, yeah, that's it. That's
what
me.
I want.
That's me right there.
This is exactly what I want from my life.
This is the ideal American society.
But like, the whole time he was talking, I was just like, I'm sure everyone around me, anyone who looked at me, must have thought I was insane, because I was just fucking grinning ear to ear.
God.
Like, this.
They probably think you're the girl who's really into it. Like, yeah, Pat Robertson!
I am witnessing the ramblings of a true madman, and it's kind of amazing. This is a man who's not gonna be on Earth for much longer, and I got to witness his insanity.
Here's a psychotic Christian girl sitting there masturbating while Pat Robertson talks about hating the gays.
The gays!
Yes.
They're an abomination.
They're an abomination to God.
Oh man, the abortion...
Destroy the Christ child.
The abortion holocaust is really what did it for me, though.
Abortion holocaust.
He literally used the term holocaust. I was like, are you fucking serious, buddy?
God.
Wow. I don't care if you were raped. You are complicit in the Holocaust if you've aborted a child.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care if you were gonna fucking die.
Mm-hmm.
You are complicit, you are a child murderer, and you're going to hell. Oh my god, it was so much fun. I had such a good time.
Absolutely savage. What a mad lad.
Everything else that happened was extremely boring, but I'm very happy I got to hear Pat Robertson talk.
Motherfucker!
Uh-oh.
I was sneaking!
I be sneaking!
Fuck this guy!
Uh-oh.
Hey man, I'm supposed to jump.
But, yeah. This is nothing new for Pat Robertson, though. If you've ever heard any of his, his sermons or radio broadcasts, this is not anything new for him. But I mean, it really is just amazing to watch everyone around him suck his dick so hard. And it's like, this dude's gonna be dead in probably, like, a couple months. You really don't have to do this.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can stop.
And then someone probably equally as terrible will take his place.
But younger and more capable, which is even scarier.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you know, I guess that was an experience.
That was pretty exciting.
It was.
This fucking spear guy is the worst to fucking get to, because there's just a million dudes in the way. And it's like, I want to kill him for the beads so I can get my fucking strength upgrade.
Do it
but
for
goddamn,
the beads.
you gotta get through a lot of motherfuckers. And it's like, yeah, like, for these guys you could run past them and then jump into the water and, like, let them unaggro. But, like, for the dudes around him, like, you gotta kill those guys if you want to kill the spear guy.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I mean, the spear hero is the most problematic.
This is one of the guys I was talking about when I first talked about this game, where I was not having fun. Was just like, because each one of these strong guys that you face up to the point where I was is the same story, where it's just like there's so many dudes around him, and you gotta kill all these dudes to be able to fight him one-on-one, and then it's like you gotta do it every time. It's a huge pain in the ass.
Whoa!
It's like, I just want to fight the guy. I don't want to fight all these dudes. But they have arrows and stuff, so they always get to me.
Arrowed.
Look, now he ran all the way down here to fucking fuck me up.
Yeah, he sure did. Oh, Jesus. Oh, jeez.
I hate these axe guys.
Ah! Since we have a minute,
that did not work.
I guess let's have a quick fire round of media recommendations.
All right.
How's that sound?
Okay.
Sound good?
What are the recommendations?
Today I'm recommending Clove Hitch Killer, which is a thriller on Hulu.
That was a good time.
I enjoyed it quite a bit. If you like thrillers, and you like movies about kids with fucked up parents, then this is the movie for you.
Yeah, with weird, creepy dads.
It's got Dylan McDermott, who I've always thought was a disgusting human being. So seeing him in this role just affirms
he did pretty good.
Everything I've thought about him, which is that he is not attractive at all.
Yes.
And it makes me feel good about my decisions. To know that there were lots of ladies.
Be attracted to a person.
Lots of ladies who would have fucked Dylan McDermott, and I was right. So that's cool.
Very validating.
Yeah, streaming for free on Hulu. I think if you have like the Prime anyway, but you know, it's what, $5, $10, something like that. You have Hulu, you're stealing Hulu from somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, guys, if you're not stealing Hulu, like what the fuck?
What do you
like
even
Hulu has
fucking
half
doing
of
with
the
your
content, you know?
Exactly.
Like half of all content is on Hulu.
Half of all content.
Because it's just Netflix and Hulu. Amazon sucks.
Hulu. Though to be fair, of course, as soon as we watched Suspiria, fucking Amazon got it for free on Prime, so I guess fuck us.
Yeah.
Suck my dick, fuck my ass. Do still recommend Suspiria.
God damn it.
Shit.
It's okay, I still got a life. Shadows died twice, motherfucker!
Hey, I saw what you were doing there, and then you fucking took a hard right.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. Ow.
No, I didn't.
That was a hard slap. Ouch.
I kind of want to beat the spear guy before we end the episode, so we'll just keep talking about stuff.
I also recommend Snowpiercer. It's streaming on Netflix. It's an older movie. It has a Korean director, and it's interesting in the way that it combines American and Korean filmmaking. It kind of has the feel of both an American big budget movie and a Korean revenge movie. It has Chris Evans as the main character, which is really strange.
I didn't even realize that's who it was.
Yeah, it's Captain America, my dude.
Weird.
That's fucking Captain America.
Bizarre. He had a totally different feel because he wasn't like a good boy.
I know. He was a rough and tumble bad boy.
Yeah.
But he was
just
also
kind of felt
still a
like
good
generic
boy.
movie guy.
Yeah, I mean, he was just a generic movie guy. But Snowpiercer is the story of a future in which climate change has occurred. Humanity fucked up real good, so we released some molecule called CW7 into the air, and it caused a second ice age. Oh no! So we built a big fancy train, and all of the surviving humans went on the train. And being on this train created a new kind of caste system in which everyone has their own, class that they belong in. And it's about overthrowing the system that is in place, and trying to do better for yourself. But there's also other things that happen, and it's some goofy stuff happens. There's some funny kind of weird things.
It's got a bit of everything,
It has Tilda Swinton being a crazy, goofy lady.
Yeah.
Which
really realizing how cool Tilda Swinton is.
I fucking
recently.
love Tilda Swinton, dude.
She's pretty dope.
She's the shit.
She just does all the fucking craziest characters, and she's such a spooky looking lady.
It's because she's such a weird looking lady that she can just do all these weird ass roles.
Yeah, she doesn't have to. She gets to be the coolest female actress because she doesn't do conventional roles. You know,
she just does all this stuff, and you're like, damn.
She's content being a scary looking lady, and like she gets to do cool stuff.
She ain't fucking scared. She's in Suspiria. She's playing the fucking head witch. She's playing an old German man. She's playing a big creepy monster lady. She's so cool. She's Brienne of Tarth. Like, she's the fucking.
Yeah.
She's a fucking.
I mean, she got fucked as
badass.
Brienne in the latest episode.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little disappointed with that.
But she was fine.
But I mean, that doesn't make her not cool as a person.
Yeah.
She seems like she's probably weird and dope.
Yeah.
I love Tilda Swinton. This has been a PSA.
We just didn't know how much shit she was in until recently.
Exactly. And then I was just
but
oh,
Suspiria
Jesus.
was definitely like fucking props, dude. That was nuts.
She was fucking absolutely bananas in Suspiria.
Yeah.
I still want to see the original Suspiria, but
yeah, we should watch.
Damn.
We should watch. It's just such a, it's gonna be a commitment.
No.
You gotta deal with kind of the dryness.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but at least the original Suspiria is short.
Oh, is it short?
It's only like an hour.
I thought it was
15?
like 3 hours long or something. So
no.
I was worried about it.
The new Suspiria, yes, but
I thought the old one was super long, and that's why I was like,
the Dario Argento
not
Suspiria
jumping into
is
it.
very short in comparison, because there's not a lot of like storytelling substance in it. You know, it's mostly the visual storytelling,
which is the best part. So that's cool.
Exactly. I mean, you watch it for the aesthetic for sure.
All right, we're gonna beat this fucking guy.
Snowpiercer
got this.
on Netflix. Do recommend. You talk about Suspiria.
I didn't know it was on Netflix. I thought you had watched it on the streaming thing.
Snowpiercer?
Yeah.
No, it was on Netflix.
Oh, well then, would have been even better to watch it. I thought the
what am I supposed to? I can't watch What We Do in the Shadows. I can't, what can I do while I'm waiting for you?
Well, because one of the reasons that we weren't watching a movie like that is because it wasn't anywhere, Well, yeah. I think it was only recently put somewhere. So,
I mean,
I didn't know
the first time I found it.
If I had known it was there, I would have been like, hey, let's watch this. I didn't know it was streaming.
Speaking of...
God damn it, I was so close.
Nice.
Fuck.
Speaking of other things that are streaming, I think at this point I can recommend What We Do in the Shadows, the FX show. Me and Victor started watching it last night. We got
the movie was great.
About 4 episodes. Yes, the movie is directed by Taika Waititi, same guy as Thor Ragnarok. So if you like that kind of humor, you will like What We Do in the Shadows.
It's absolutely nothing like Thor Ragnarok, so I don't think it's a great example.
I mean, his humor...
But it's a funny movie.
His style of humor is pretty consistent, I think.
I don't know. I mean, there's a big difference between a Marvel movie and a mockumentary.
Well, that's because it's a Marvel movie. But his humor is there in both of them.
I guess, like, goofy.
Like, the dry, like, weird guy humor, Anyway, that's not the point. But, so FX went and, I guess, commissioned a TV show version of What We Do in the Shadows. If you don't know what that is, it is, as Victor said, a mockumentary about the daily lives of modern vampires. Which sounds super lame.
But it's funny.
But it's really funny.
Like, it's played super fucking dry and straight.
It's played super straight. I also really like that in the TV show they have a female vampire in there, and she's really funny. It's great.
Yeah, she's actually really good.
It's so nice to see a funny female character in a comedy show. And
female characters tend to do good when they can, like, where she's like a whole character, It's like her whole personality is wacky and it all plays into it, and it's pretty good.
I enjoy it quite a bit. But yeah, we're four episodes in. It's been renewed for a second season, so hopefully we'll get more in a year or so. But do recommend. It is streaming on FX and just about nowhere else because, that's how it be sometimes. But if you can steal your parents' cable login, then you can watch it for free. That's what I do.
Right?
Hell yeah. Man. I am not paying for cable.
Fuck. The show doesn't need to look nice. It doesn't look good on FX.
The system.
Fucking FX is the worst streaming quality.
FX has absolute ass streaming quality. Uh-oh. That boy coming for you.
Yeah.
He says, I got you, boy.
I can only get the jump on him and take out that first bar easy.
Shinobi hunter. Engine of Reset.
He hunted me because I'm a shinobi.
But who hunts the huntsman?
The huntsman hunter? The huntsman hunter? Hunter. Yeah. The hunter.
Music recommendations. Vampire Weekend released their new album, Father of the Bride. Yeah. I have been enjoying that.
If you're into being gay.
Yes.
That's alright.
If you like sucking dick.
I didn't get to hear the whole album. There are a couple songs where I was like, I don't like it at all. A couple songs where I was like, I can get into this. I gotta acclimate to his voice. I'm sure if I gave it enough time, I would acclimate.
I would say,
fuck you, bitch.
For an 18-song album, for the first song to be the only song that I really don't like at all, that's pretty good. I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
There are definitely some songs I like more than others, but I would say overall pretty solid. If you like, Jesus fucking Christ! If you like Vampire Weekend, you will like this album. If you don't like Vampire Weekend, I can't promise this will change your mind.
It's just the dude's voice, you know?
You just don't like his
Vampire
voice.
Weekend is his voice.
Yeah.
Like, there's no escaping it. It is oppressive. It's ASMR. And I don't like ASMR.
Victor Vampire Weekend is ASMR.
Because you just hear the whisperiness at times. It's just like that high fidelity voice.
Okay, but Victor, there is one thing that you have to give me about Vampire Weekend.
Yeah?
Vampire Weekend is not a band with songs that are written to fuck girls. They don't write the songs to fuck girls.
But his voice is there to fuck girls.
That's not the point.
He has that I'm trying to fuck girls voice.
No, he doesn't. That's just his fucking voice.
Well, his voice sounds like he's trying to fuck girls.
How do you
That's
even
why
know?
girls like it so much.
How do you even know?
Because I'm joking and I don't care, but he just happens to have that sort of pretty boy voice.
You just don't like guys with like pretty singing voices.
This is true.
Are you jealous?
No.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
Just it's awful ASMR.
It
and I
sounds
hate it.
like you're jealous, bro. It sounds like you're mad you don't have a pretty singing voice.
Because it sounds like hummingbirds in my ears and it makes me want to kill myself.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
Ah! Ah!
You're doing great, buddy. Ow!
It's because I keep
Why do you
wasting
keep hitting me
all
so
of my
hard?
fucking healing items on all of the fucking dudes before. I'm sorry.
Victor's being mean.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit you that hard. Okay, one more try. I gotta find a way to fucking kill all these guys without losing all my healing items. That's what's
You can
getting
do
me.
it. I believe in you.
There's just so much shit you gotta go through that I'm not patient enough for.
Yeah. Man.
This guy is like the worst in the game about this shit.
We got the fucking Godzilla movie coming out.
That's gonna be fun.
I'm ready for that. I'm hoping it'll be a good time. I mean, you know, I feel like, even though I slept through 2 of those Godzilla movies from Netflix, I feel like the last movie really,
those are totally different, you know?
Really gave me an appreciation for King Ghidorah, so I can get a little more invested.
I mean, that King Ghidorah has nothing to do with King Ghidorah in any other iteration.
Yeah,
though.
but it makes him cooler.
Like, he was really cool in that movie, but, like, this isn't gonna be the same concept.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, it's giving you an in
to
appreciate
like,
the character.
King Ghidorah was always kind of my least favorite, like, Godzilla bad guy. Just because, like, for one, his movie was boring. Even though that probably means it was probably a better movie than most of the other ones. And I was a kid and I just didn't want to listen to the interesting dialogue, you know?
I mean, it's possible.
But also, like, he's just a, you know, he was always just kind of a big gold dragon, and I didn't care that much.
A big gold
and it was kind of made out like, oh, he's like the biggest
Uh-oh.
bad guy. You're supposed to think he's real scary. And I was like, I don't know, I don't really care.
I mean, are you supposed to think anything in Godzilla is scary? Because it's not really scary.
Well, you know, it depends on the movie. Like, Godzilla is a horror movie, like the original, you know? Like, he is supposed to be a scary monster. It's not like a tokusatsu monster, you know?
Yeah.
It's in the 70s he becomes really goofy and stupid. And that's where it becomes more of like a funny thing. And like that's when he becomes a good guy. Like Godzilla wasn't a good guy originally.
Right.
And then he becomes kind of a neutral guy, and then he's kind of a good guy. It depends on the movie, in the context.
Mm-hmm.
But like I didn't care that much about King Ghidorah. But yeah, he was really cool in that in the fucking Butch Gen movie, so it does make you more excited about him. He looks like he's gonna be really cool looking in this movie. They did a great job with the monster design.
The monsters look fucking great.
Like, they do really look like how they do in the old movies, you know, but I don't know, they just did a great job of modernizing them, where it's like they kept the original concept of the design intact to where like you really like you see it and you know that's Rodan, that's
like,
Mothra,
oh, yeah,
that's
this
King
is
Ghidorah.
That dude.
They're still really distinct and they look epic and scary, you know.
Yeah. I like chunky Godzilla.
Yeah, Mothra looks really
cool.
majestic and that's like how it should feel, you know.
Yeah. She's supposed to be like the cool, pretty, you know.
Yeah.
Stately one, put it that way.
Yeah.
But
they're better than the original designs, which is rare.
But yeah.
Fuck me.
Fucking crossed, dude.
Yes.
This guy is
should
way
be pretty cool.
perceptive.
I think it'll at least be a good time,
Yeah.
Maybe the human characters will bog it down, like it always does.
But
I'm not expecting too much.
NBD.
Like from the more recent trailers, it gives you a pretty good idea, I think, of like what it's actually gonna be like. Like initially, the teasers made it look a little cooler than I think it will be, but I think it'll still be pretty cool.
Also, to be fair, the trailers that you're seeing in theaters, like, it could be nothing like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be a trailer made to make people who don't normally see Godzilla movies go see a Godzilla movie.
Oh!
Ew!
Got him! Boom! Love that fucking stab him through the back of the head shit.
Get wrecked, you fucking nerd.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah. See, this is a cooler way to get into the estate, because you go through cool stuff and you fight scary guys.
Spooky. Oh.
And look at that, we can fucking enhance our physical attributes.
Ah!
Kick ass. Look at how much bigger our health bar got. Jesus.
Got him.
And we can fucking acquire skills, motherfucker. We just need this. I need one more bar. Maybe I should get the run slide.
Run.
That sounds nice. Or suppress presence. Well, we got prosthetic arts now. We got like a charging attack, chasing slice. We got a grappling hook. Or is this a grappling hook attack?
I mean, that's what it says.
So what's this one? Oh, that's a different thing. Okay, this is what I wanted. Fuck yeah. Alright, we got the grappling hook attack. We're good. We're golden. We got the chasing strike.
Fam.
We're living it.
On the other side of the coin, I can give you an unrecommendation.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What would that be?
I can safely unrecommend Tuca and Birdie on Netflix.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah.
I'm sure many people have already seen this show.
Go on about that one. I want everyone. We need to hear the female perspective on why the show's trash. And I can go fight another strong guy. I should have rested. It's
just highly unfortunate. So, for those of you that are unaware of what Tuca and Birdie is, it is a adult animation comedy made by the same studio that did BoJack Horseman. I don't know if it's the same writers or anything like that.
Doesn't seem like it.
It really doesn't. But the basic premise is there's two girls, Tuca and Birdie. They're like 30-somethings, and they basically don't have their shit together whatsoever.
Whoa.
They act like they're fucking like 21. But it's just
That sounds really original. Hold on. I mean, this sounds great. What's wrong with it?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Sometimes they lift up their shirt and show you their titties. So that's cool.
Whoa, in a cartoon? That's wacky, bro. That's like
shaking her
crazy,
tits. That's fucking crazy, dude.
What's up with that? There's boobs in a cartoon?
Whoa, dude.
For real?
So, like, get this. You gotta get this, alright? I don't know if you're ready. I'm gonna tell you.
Oh,
like,
fuck!
nice.
Oh, no.
So, like,
I was doing good. I was gonna kill that guy.
One of the characters is, like, a wild, like, crazy, fucking, like, alcohol abuse sex addict. And the other one is, like, a good girl who wants to like follow the rules and have like a normal life.
Whoa, she's a square, dude. What a square.
But like they're different, but like they're friends.
Seriously?
Dude, can you fucking believe it?
Wow.
That's fucking crazy. No one has ever attempted something like this before. It's insane.
I mean, I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
I am fucking
it's pretty
bonkers
good.
for this
I mean,
shit.
The
Where
comedy,
do I sign up?
The comedy varies. There's a lot to interpret in the comedy. It varies from you're sometimes things happen and you have to deal with the fact that you have boobs.
Oh my god, my boobs sweat
right?
all the time. My boobs are so
right,
sweaty.
Guys? Like having boobs. Cha.
Dude, do your boobs sweat? Bro.
And I mean,
like,
also,
what?
sometimes you have to deal with the fact that, like, you're in a stable relationship and, like, the guy you're with is, like, a good guy and he, like, wants to be nice to you, and so he's not, like, edgy enough, and you're, like, kind of bored with fucking him. So, like, that's a problem that can lead to comedic things, too. I mean, these are both things that I have a lot of personal experience with because I am a girl, so, like, I totally get it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what every girl is like and goes through.
Because as a female, you're either a wild and crazy slut or a boring rule follower who wants normalcy.
A personality-less bitch.
And there's no in-between. So, I mean, spot on. It's basically spot on.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know you're never around when I hang out with my female friends, but I mean, we do just talk about how having boobs is a pain in the ass.
And how they're sweaty, and you get sweat on them.
Yeah. And,
they're so heavy.
And then we, you know, shake our tits around at each other. That's basically what hanging out with other females is like.
I believe it.
Can confirm.
I've seen this.
Yeah.
I walked in and Hope was with a girlfriend, and she was like, "My boobs are so sweaty. Oh, look at my boobs. Wiggle, 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 wiggle." And I was like, "Whoa, dude, chicks are crazy, dude."
Whoa, dude, this is fucking insane.
Like, what? Is this what girls are like?
Whoa,
dude,
man.
sick.
Bro.
Where do I sign up?
I'm really glad that female comedy is finally getting good representation and not just an extended Amy Schumer comedy special anime.
Anime is Amy Schumer.
Yeah, exactly.
Amy Shawarma.
Gross. So yeah, I mean, definitely watch Tuca and Birdie if you like Amy Schumer and you like shows about characters that are not like any human being you've ever met.
Yes.
So, there you go.
Yeah, bitch! My fucking Mariki counter, motherfucker!
Wakanda Forever?
Yes, Wakanda Forever.
Alright. This is the problem with female-driven comedy that I find. Every time there's a female comedian, every time there's some sort of fucking female comedy cartoon or whatever, oh, it's for girls! It's like, great. I can't wait for the show to be about nothing but, like, periods and boobs and wanting to have sex.
Meanwhile, you have What We Do in the Shadows with the girl who's a vampire who's hilarious, you know, because she's not just some real-life chick, you know? Like, maybe it's the problem with female comedies that it's always trying to be way too relatable, you know? It's always trying to be like, oh, this is this blanket, like, experience that all girls have, but it's like...
It's not relatable.
But what would usually, like... The female-centric comedy that's better tends to be something like Parks and Rec, where it's like these great characters that aren't normal people, you know? They aren't just fucking Jane Every Girl, like, trying to be this blanket representation of all girls. Like, Leslie from Parks and Rec is a weird character that is a really specific person. Same thing with April, you know? It's like they're kind of out there characters. They aren't like just blanket representations.
All of the girls from Parks and Rec, and that's why, depending on the kind of girl you are, you'll identify with a different character.
Yeah, because they're not just trying
You don't need to make two kinds of girls and say you're either girl A or girl B. Comedy ensues.
Mm-hmm. It's like, have them be a little bit off in their personality, you know?
But, like,
or
not
have
to
a
the
girl
extent that you don't
vampire.
believe it's a person that you would exist in real life. You know?
Girls can be funny. It's just, they're not giving you the right girl.
The problem is just that I don't understand why people think this is the kind of comedy females want.
But then it seems to be the kind of comedy that a lot of women want, you know? Or maybe they just don't know what they want. They're just complacent with what they're getting. I don't know.
I don't know. It's truly baffling.
Because there's people who love Amy Schumer. It's like, it works. People love it.
I guess.
Somebody likes it. It's like a majority of normie-ass awful women like this shit. You've met them, you know who they are.
Yeah.
It's probably a lot of nurses.
Oh, Jesus. This guy is really something.
Oh yeah, big scary fat fuck.
Gross. He's got
him.
His stomach.
Boom.
Get wrecked.
Suck on my Sekiro cock. The Sekiro is the cock.
I see.
Hashtag Suckiro. Sliding strike, bitch. Ooh, tang, wada, bing, bang.
It's ting, tang,
Muppet.
wada, wada, bing, bang.
Ting, tang, that's stupid. It's tang,
You're
tang.
No.
Have you even fucking tanged so tang?
Bruh.
Do you even know shit about wada, bing, bang?
Being your fucking bang.
Oh yeah. Fucking Bing Bang Theory. Am I right?
Bazinga.
Ooh, got him.
Ooh.
Alright, we gotta end this episode, but I'm just
throat
fucking shit up
hurts.
too good. I'm having too much fun. Yeah, I'm quite raspy. It's probably like 12 o'clock.
Yeah, almost assuredly.
The
'cause we've been
monsters,
going
the
for,
monsters I gave us before we started this surely worked.
Oh yeah, this episode's been an hour long.
Alright.
So, Gomen aside.
Too much. It's my master.
Prepare to Gomen
the
die.
owl.
What, they just name everybody after animals?
Yeah.
That's not original.
He's the guy, man. He's the owl.
He's Dat Boy.
He is my master.
Speaking of Dat Boy, there's gonna be a Tyler the Creator album this month.
Who that boy? Who him is?
I'm excited. I'm ready for more good music. Let's go. May has been a good month, and it's gonna keep being a good month. I'm done with school. I graduate next week. We're gonna take a trip in our favorite rocket ship.
Yeah, we're gonna go on an adventure, and then we'll talk about that adventure here.
Or maybe we
with
won't.
all you good people.
If we die.
Yeah, alright, I'm gonna homeward bound.
Homeward bound?
Yes, homeward bound. 2. The boundening.
Precisely.
This game is great. I love it. I'm having fun. This is, we're just gonna keep playing this game. I've had much more enjoyment than Devil May Cry and Resident Evil. Those were a clusterfuck.
Sekiro.
That was not easy to play and talk at all.
Sekiro. Oh,
This has been a bunch of fun. Are you enjoying
guys.
watching Sekiro?
Yeah.
You having fun?
This is
Yes.
much less.
It's much better than when I first played,
Yeah.
right? I've gotten much better at the game.
This is definitely much preferable.
Yes. It was not good when I was first playing. It was very bad.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna buy a metric fuck ton of these spirit emblems while they're cheap, because they get more expensive later, and I use the fuck out of them.
What do they do?
They power your special moves. So every time you use a special attack, you use some emblems. Like I use 3.
Whoa.
So you have to buy the shit out of them and stock up so that you have them forever.
Forever.
Because I use the special attacks quite frequently.
No one's ever really gone.
Ooh, let's get the mist feather before we stop.
Hey.
I can't stop. I can't stop playing. I enjoy the game too much, and I haven't gotten to play enough.
Hey, you guys. Did
Miss
you know they're remaking a big budget Hellraiser movie? That's a thing that's happening.
Yeah, so I'll look forward to that review.
It better
in
be
a
rated
year.
R. That's all I fucking know.
Yeah.
It better be rated R. It better have some fucking body horror.
It'd be
There
pretty
better
fucking
be
bad if you did a Hellraiser
fucking
movie without
weird
body
sex
horror.
stuff. There
Yeah.
better be some shit in that movie.
All right, guys,
But
that's it.
you know, maybe they'll get it right.
We're ending
I'd
the
be
episode.
down.
Hopefully, we're still recording, and I
I'd
didn't
be down
hit
if they
it with
made
my
a
elbow or
good-
something
a
and
good
stop it. Yay, we're still recording.
Hellraiser remake that wasn't attached to the original because the first 2 movies are fucking masterpieces.
And my keyboard died. Okay, there it is. Bye.
Yu-Gi-Oh!